Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and here we are reviewing week number 7 of this season. As you can see, the Cardinals lose yet again, this time to Washington 31-14. Normally Arizona gets off to the hot start and then they go cold. This time they don't get score until the fourth quarter, which is too little too late. After Clinton Porter throws it in from 46 yards out, and then he runs it in again from 43 yards out, Shushim kicks a 46-yard field goal. And beginning of the third quarter, Santana Moss catches a 55-yard touchdown pass from Jason Campbell. And just to add a little more insult to injury, Santana Moss returned a 93-yard punt for a touchdown. But Matt Leinart decides to throw it to Patrick from 28 yards out for a touchdown. Then throws it to Johnson from 16 yards out, just to give the team any sort of weird hope near the end of the game. The thing is, Arizona dominated yards-wise, kept them 4 for 12 on third down, even kept them from converting a fourth down, but, a couple of big old plays on the special teams is what really helped them out. I mean, look at the return yards. 133 punt return yards, although 93 of them were from that kick return, but still. Falcons and Saints. Saints, they're starting to turn their season around a little bit. Meacham catches a 29-yard touchdown pass from Drew Brees. Atlanta responds with a field goal. Mike Carney with a 1-yard touchdown run, and Marquise Colston catches another touchdown pass from Drew Brees. Billy Cundiff responds with a field goal. Johnson catches a 2-yard pass from Drew Brees. Billy Cundiff responds with a field goal. Seems like anything Drew Brees does, Billy Cundiff had to respond. It's like, don't worry guys, I got you. Thing is, Billy, they needed touchdowns, not field goals. Yeah, Saints just dominated this game. Well, it's easy for them to dominate considering that they face the Falcons twice a year. They just forced him to pass, got an interception, sacked Michael Vick 7 times too, so that's really helpful. Ravens blow by the Bills, caused the Bills to go to 0-6 now. Although it looked a little competitive at first, because Steve McNair finds Derek Mason from 18 yards out. Then J.P. Lossman finds Kevin Everett from 2 yards out. And then from the second quarter on, it became a show for Baltimore. Starting off with the Willis McGahee 1-yard touchdown run. Then Matt Stover with 31-yard field goal. Steve McNair finds more from 30 yards out. And Willis McGahee with a 4-yard touchdown run again. And then Matt Stover with some more points, this time a 32-yard field goal, before J.P. Lossman finds Lee Evans from 39 yards out. It's a close game yardage-wise, but, yeah. Less than 100 yards rushing for Baltimore. Well, not Baltimore, but Buffalo. Got sacked 4 times. Threw 2 picks. Just not a good day for JP. 2 fumbles lost as well, so turned the ball over 4 times against one of the most elite defenses in the game. Not a good idea. Vikings-Cowboys, 27-22 Minnesota, and here's how we got there. Chester Taylor starts off the scoring with a 2-yard touchdown run. Then Martin Gramatica finds the net from 22 yards out. And then Tony Romo throws it to Terrell Owens for a 3-yard touchdown pass. And then Ryan Longwell kicks a field goal from 26 yards out to make the score 10, all going into the second half. Tim Rattay finds Sidney Rice from 45 yards out. Martin Gramatica kicks a field goal, followed by Ryan Longwell kicking a field goal. And Minnesota has the 20-13 lead. Martin Gramatica kicks a 20-yard field goal to be down now, 20-16. But then Allison with a 103-yard kick return for a touchdown to go up 27-16. Julius Jones scores it in from 1 yard out. 2-point conversion failed. Game over. Yeah, that field goal return is... Well, that touchdown on the kickoff is definitely the big game changer. Because Dallas probably could have been able to go down the field, get a field goal. Well, not a field goal, but they could have just gotten the touchdown and kicked the extra point if it wasn't for that kick return. Patriots and Dolphins. Dolphins continue their skid while New England just ends up dominating. They just needed one quarter, really, to break things open. Tom Brady finds Wes Welker from 13 yards out. Then Lawrence Maroney comes in from 3 yards out. And then Heath Evans from 2 yards out. Jay Feely kicks a 31-yard field goal. And then Cleo Lemon finds Chris Chambers from 46 yards out. 177 yards for the Dolphins. And Dante Culpepper back under center. Was under center for a couple of plays. And then Cleo Lemon came in and 8 for 26. That's something you do not need from a starting quarterback. Next game, 49ers and Giants. And the 49ers now have a win streak going. Joe Nedney kicks a 30-yard field goal. But then Chris Webster gets a 37-yard pick six. Lawrence Tynes, the hero of the Giants this season, kicks a 37-yard field goal. And Frank Gore gets a 4-yard touchdown run. Lawrence Tynes, who else, kicks another field goal. Alex Smith finds battle for a 21-yard touchdown pass. And then Frank Gore gets a 34-yard touchdown run to put the dagger in for the 49ers. Giants just couldn't convert a third down to save their lives. Under 100 rushing yards. They threw 2 picks, along with losing a fumble as well, so turnovers really killed them in this game. Buccaneers and the Lions. This is probably one of the better games of the week because you start off with the field goal by Matt Bryant. Then John Kitna finds Givens for a 16-yard touchdown pass. Then Chris Sims finds Stovall for a 14-yard touchdown pass. Then Matt Bryant kicks another field goal, this time from 31 yards out. And then John Kitna finds the legend himself, Dan Campbell, from 22 yards out to take the lead 14-13 heading into the half. Then you had Cadillac Williams scoring from 11 yards out. They try to go for 2, but they fail, so they're only up 19-13. 19-14. Then Hansen kicks a 32-yard field goal to only be down 19-16. 19-17, my bad. Then Hansen kicks a 47-yard field goal to go up 20-19. But Matt Bryant seals the deal. 4.5 minutes left to win the game 22-20. And it was pretty close yardage-wise. And main thing was Tampa Bay was able to get more first downs, though. That was just Tampa Bay's thing. I slaughtered the Texans. As you can see, just a lot of light blue, so no need to go over all that scoring. Otherwise, this video will become half an hour long. Chiefs and Raiders, and the surprise of the week. Larry Johnson scores from 2 yards out in the second quarter. Then Medlock kicks a 35-yard field goal. Then Sebastian Janikowski comes out to play. Kicks a couple of field goals in the third quarter. One from 43 yards out, then another one from 24 yards out. Then Jamarcus Russell finds Lamont Jordan from 2 yards out. And although Jamarcus gets sacked in the end zone by Johnson, With a minute 45 left, Kansas City just could not do anything with Damon Hard behind center. And they lose 13-12 to the Raiders. Now, I thought this was going to be a high-scoring game. Ended up being a low-scoring game. Cincinnati against the New York Jets in Paul Brown Stadium. Mike Nugent kicks a field goal from 24 yards out. Carson Palmer responds with a 6-yard touchdown pass to Rudy Johnson. Then Nugent kicks a 44-yard field goal in the fourth quarter. And the Jets decide to go for it. A 2-point conversion after Chad Pennington finds Lavernus Coles for a 14-yard touchdown pass, but they fail their 2-point conversion. Carson Palmer finds Jones from 22 yards out. They go for 2. They converted. And in a low-scoring game, in a game which I thought was probably going to be a little bit more high-scoring, the Bengals walk out. Next game we have the Chicago Bears against the Philadelphia Eagles. You have David Akers starting off with a 43-yard field goal. And then Rick Grossman finds Bernard Berrien from 5 yards out. Akers kicks another field goal. Cedric Benson scores a 7-yard touchdown pass. Well, a 7-yard touchdown run, my bad. But then David Akers nails a 54-yard field goal. Eagles are now down 14-9 heading into the half. Brian Greasy finds Bernard Berrien from 1 yard out. And now the Bears are up 21-9 going into the fourth quarter. But the defense all of a sudden starts collapsing because they allowed a 1-yard touchdown pass from McNabb to Brown, which, not that bad. I mean, there's still 14 minutes left in the quarter. But then Brian Westbrook scores from 3 yards out with a successful 2-point conversion. With 9 seconds left, the Bears defense chokes against Philadelphia, and now the Eagles are 6-0. And yeah, that defense, especially in the fourth quarter, just decided not to play up to the normal Chicago standards, Didn't help that they got 9 penalties for 74 yards and only 1 turnover. But now, on to the next game. Rams and Seahawks. It was a high-scoring game, but a little more one-sided than I thought it was going to be. Because Max Strong, he was strong in this game. First, he gets a 3-yard touchdown run. Then Matt Hasselbeck finds him out of the backfield for 1 more yard. Then he finds Hackett from 12 yards out. But then St. Louis wakes up. Steven Jackson, 4-yard touchdown run. Mark Bolger, Isaac Bruce, 3 yards out. Then Bolger to Bruce again, this time from 44 yards out. And now we are tied at 21 apiece going into the half. Jeff Wilkins kicks a 53-yard field goal. But that's the last scoring that's going to happen here because Matt Hasselbeck will find Nate Burleson from 3 yards out. Then Brown's going to kick a 42-yard field goal. Max Strong with another 1-yard touchdown run. And then Brown with a 32-yard field goal. And Seattle just runs away with it late. And yeah, Max Strong just had a game today. I mean, Matt Hasselbeck had one of his own as well. 31-41, 349 yards and 3 touchdowns. But yeah, Max Strong, 4 attempts, 10 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then even on the receiving end of things, he had that 1-yard touchdown catch. So big day for Max Strong, I don't know if fantasy was a big thing back in 2007, but if you had Max Strong on your team this week, you did good this week. Steelers and Broncos on Sunday Night Football. It was a defensive battle, alright. Travis Henry for 2 yards out. Big Ben finds Hines Ward for 35 yards out. And then Jake Elam kicks 2 more field goals. One from 44 yards out, then one from 26 yards out. Denver heads into halftime up 13-7. Jeff Reed kicks a 24-yard field goal. Then Jake Elam kicks a 37-yard field goal, and Pittsburgh's offense just stalls out. And Denver wins it 16-10. Pittsburgh's defense did its work, Didn't give up 20 points, but the offense needed to get going. And another shocking result. The Jaguars actually beat the Colts in Jacksonville. Kind of seems like what they do in modern times nowadays as well. Adam Vinatieri with a 34-yard field goal to start things off. Then Greg Jones gets a 1-yard touchdown run. Second quarter, they get a safety on Peyton Manning in the end zone. That was the only score of the half, so they go up 9-3 going into the half. You got David Garrard passing it to Williams from 52 yards out for another touchdown with a successful 2-point conversion. And that's the last score for Jacksonville. Peyton Manning finds Marvin Harrison from 44 yards out. And then Adam Vinatieri kicks the field goal. But no scoring in the fourth quarter. And Jacksonville sneaks away with a win. That's all I can really say is they snuck away with this one. I mean, they picked off Peyton Manning. Only sacked him twice, but one of those sacks was a safety, so that safety must have been a real game changer then. But that is our review of week number 7. Some surprising wins. And some teams need to get their things together if they're trying to make a playoff push. But I will see you all next time.